Did you know that in Japanese, this fleeting light has a name? Komorebi. It is a word for a beauty that only exists when we slow down enough to notice it. Today, we explore the beauty of Komorebi and how the Japanese see dappled light as a quiet experience of time, nature, and presence. Komorebi is a Japanese word that describes sunlight filtering through trees. The word itself is formed from three parts: ko, meaning tree; mori, meaning to leak or to pass through; bi, meaning light. Together, they describe a very specific moment. Not direct sunlight, not shadow, but something that exists in between. What makes Komorebi special is not only the physical phenomenon, but the feeling it carries. The gentle, fleeting, shimmering light created when sunlight passes through layers of leaves and branches. Komorebi is a moment that can never be repeated. The sun shifts, the wind changes, the leaves respond. And in that constant transformation, time becomes something we can see. There is no single word in English for this kind of light. We can describe it, we can photograph it, but there is no single word that can translate it perfectly. Komorebi is a Japanese word shaped by centuries of living closely with nature, learning from it, observing it, and loving it. Japanese aesthetics often give language to things that are fleeting, quiet, and easily overlooked. Falling cherry blossoms, the sound of wind in bamboo, the feeling of evening light before dusk. These are not grand events, they are small moments, but they are treated with care. Komorebi belongs to this way of seeing. It reflects a sensitivity to impermanence and a deep awareness of time passing. This sensitivity is often described in Japanese culture as mono no aware, the gentle sadness and beauty of things that do not last. Perhaps this is why moments like Komorebi feel so important to us. In noticing them, we are not only observing light, we are learning how to live with things that cannot stay. Junichiro Tanizaki once wrote in Praise of Shadows that beauty loses its power when it is fully revealed. The beauty of Komorebi is a quiet collaboration between the brilliance of the sun and the darkness of leaves. Komorebi is not just light between branches. It is a small piece of linguistic art, offering moments of healing and gentle emotion to the human heart. There is something else about Komorebi that makes it even more fascinating. Many people notice that the spots of light on the forest floor appear as gentle circles, even though the shapes of the leaves above are jagged and uneven. These are not random patches of light. Each one is a tiny image of the sun itself. As sunlight passes through the tiny spaces between leaves, each gap becomes a small pinhole camera, and the sun's shape is quietly cast onto the ground. This is why, during a solar eclipse, those soft circles slowly turn into small crescents. The leaves are quietly revealing an event happening 93 million miles away. When the leaves are moving, these images drift, overlap, and blur, which is why the patterns feel alive and irregular. What appears on the forest floor is more than scattered light. It is countless quiet images of the sun, forming a gentle, shifting landscape of light. Komorebi is not something distant or abstract. It appears in everyday life. In Japan, the appreciation of Komorebi does not remain in the forest. It gently enters the spaces people live in. Traditional Japanese architecture is designed to invite the outside world in, but always in a quiet and thoughtful way, where light, air, and nature are filtered, softened, and gently held. Consider the shoji, the translucent paper screens that often serve as walls. A shoji screen does not simply reveal what is outside. It becomes a surface for light and shadow. When sunlight passes through the trees, the paper captures the Komorebi, and the entire room begins to glow. The space is slowly transformed from the sharpness of the outside world into something softer, gentler, and more peaceful. In modern architecture, designer Kengo Kuma often recreates the feeling of Komorebi by layering wood and materials in ways that allow light to pass through gently, not as a harsh beam, but as something broken, soft, and alive. For Kuma, the goal of architecture is not to build a boundary, but to create something closer to a forest. He is known for using what he calls a technique of particles, breaking large structures into thousands of small wooden elements that allow light to filter through. Kuma's work reminds us that we do not have to leave the city to experience Komorebi. We can build it into our offices, our museums, and our homes. His architecture shows us that a room is not just a box for living, but a vessel for the sun's ever-changing patterns. Komorebi is not only something found in Japan, it is the practice of noticing. It can appear on the side of a vending machine, on the floor of a subway station, or in the quiet corner of a city street. It becomes a gentle ritual within the rhythm of the day. In Japan, this awareness is deeply connected to Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing. This is not a hike or a workout, it is a form of sensory immersion. Even pausing to look at the trees in a small neighborhood park and allowing yourself to feel their quiet comfort can become a gentle moment of forest bathing. People are encouraged to bathe their eyes in the slow movement of Komorebi, allowing the body and mind to follow its rhythm. In this sense, Komorebi becomes a quiet form of healing. You can also find this sensitivity in the Japanese tea ceremony. Along the garden path, tall trees are often arranged to create shifting patterns of light and shadow. As one walks toward the tea house, passing through layers of Komorebi, the mind gradually releases the noise of the outside world. In a fast-paced world, Komorebi survives as a small joy. A reminder that beauty does not disappear in the noise of the world, it only waits for our attention. Have you ever noticed Komorebi? Is there a similar word in your language? Perhaps today or sometime tomorrow, you'll find a small moment of it around you. If you'd like to carry this feeling with you, I created a small digital book about Komorebi. You'll find it in the description.